welcome to Carnival, the Friday night before Carnival 2019. We are awaiting the start of Le Coup d'Etat 2019, and it promises to be a fabulous, satirical parade. And we are very, very lucky because it has been a crazy, wet weather Mardi Gras so far, but it's kind of like the Mardi Gras gods did not want to mess with the dictator, so they got rid of all the rain for this parade tonight. Errol aboard.
Hi. In the background, we're hearing a recording of Fats Domino singing Blue Monday. Well, this is a happy Friday that we have right here. There's once a year when New Orleans just flowers, and it's this time that weekend before Mardi Gras, where the people are out, they're out on the streets, they're happy, the music is there, the mood is good. And so this is what makes New Orleans so special.
All right, and I'm Karen Boudry. You're going to be your host along with Errol Laborde tonight, and Carly McCord is our woman on the street. She's going to get us that perspective that is so neat from the riding lieutenants, from the guys on the float, and the people on the street.
That is correct, Karen. So we are going to get up close and personal. We're going to talk to those lieutenants. We're going to ask them everything that you want to know about this parade. Also, we're going to get to go in on the inside and see some of these floats. I'm going to be actually getting on a float as well, so be staying tuned for that. And like you said, just going out and seeing all of the people who have traveled near and far for this incredible event.
All right, well, stay tuned. The start of Le Coup d'Etat, the most satirical, crazy, fabulous parade in all of Mardi Gras is coming right up. Stay tuned. A beautiful parade, a beautiful night, but it would not happen without our sponsors.
Bill and Ann Hughes. Bill and Ann Hughes have been fans of Le Coup d'Etat since its inception. The whole Hughes family wishes all of our revelers a safe and happy Mardi Gras 2019. Minister of Solid Waste and his crew of revolutionaries. Just mention like this, and that is all. Monarch Technology. Monarch Technology is a locally owned full-service technology management group dedicated to your team's total success. Outsource your technology with Monarch today because, let's face it, time is money. The Gulf Coast knows that even a simple rainstorm can cause business interruptions. When disaster strikes, how long can your company run without timely, working access to your data? With a customized business continuity plan from Monarch, your business can be back up and running quickly and effectively. Monarch also provides multiple levels of IT service for companies of all sizes. Whether you already have an IT department or none at all, Monarch can customize a solution to fit your needs and alleviate the stress of technology management. You handle your business, let Monarch handle your tech. Call Monarch now to create a technology plan that works for you. Mention Mardi Gras and get started with a complimentary technology assessment. You can also visit us at montechllc.com. Monarch is honored to be a sponsor of Le Coup d'Etat. Have a safe and happy Mardi Gras, and hail Monarch! Schoenberg keeps you close to those you care about most. Savor life at a Schoenberg community. Life is meant to be lived well, and we all make sure that our residents live theirs to their absolute fullest. Our highly trained, passionate staff provides an unsurpassed level of compassionate care, but our stellar resident satisfaction rates are achieved through the amazing quality of life found at a Schoenberg community. Laissez les beaux temps rouler is the motto, and we make sure that the good times are always rolling at our communities. From exciting social and recreational activities like Mardi Gras balls and crawfish boils, to the customized wellness plans and complimentary laundry and housekeeping services offered. We go above and beyond to ensure that our residents are living the good life each and every day. Live life celebrating at the Schoenberg community nearest you. Learn more about our beautiful communities in New Orleans, Mandeville, Slidell, Luling, and Houma by visiting SchoenbergCare.com today. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, the Spine Institute. The Spine Institute at BROC, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, is the authority on spine surgery in the greater Baton Rouge area. The board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeons at the Spine Institute work directly with patients to provide comprehensive evaluations and develop individual treatment plans for spinal injuries and disorders. Through the direct focus and transparency of our experienced and trusted team at the Spine Institute, we produce better patient outcomes, minimize risks, and speed recoveries. For more information, please contact our office at 225-924-2424 or visit our website at www.brortho.com.
All right, signifying the start of Krewe d'Etat 2019, the Budweiser Clydesdales, always at the front of this parade and always a perennial favorite.
A really special edition of Carnival. Let's say they're so important that, there's strict laws against commercialism in Carnival in New Orleans, except for the Budweiser Clydesdales. They've been godfather then because they're just so much a part of history. I was driving down Harrison Avenue the other day, and I saw the Clydesdale trucks coming in, heading to the police facility in City Park, where they keep them. And it was exciting just to see the trucks, and people were gathering to see them. They're just such beautiful animals.
And this is just one, I guess you could say, troop of them, because they rode in the parade before us this evening as well. So they bring in a good group of these horses for Mardi Gras, and it is a treat to get to ride on the Budweiser wagon. And Southern Eagle Distributors that works to coordinate with the Budweiser Clydesdales was so kind to offer some of our military a ride this year in Mardi Gras Day.
And I've noticed that the city has a Budweiser-like wagon that's heading some of the parades. But I hope we don't have a lot of people trying to imitate them. It's a special thing. The Budweiser Clydesdales and let it be, but they're just magnificent animals.
And here's our skeleton crew, and they seem to keep growing every year. This is fabulous.
This is a respect to an old tradition that began in Treme in the black neighborhoods, where on Mardi Gras people would dress like skeletons. And I've heard stories of kids who grew up and said, man, they were spooked by the skeletons. And then a few years ago, this group affiliated with Etat started doing it on themselves. Really, really special to see that.
You saw what they were handing out was actually the Gazette, which has a description of the floats, because often they go by so fast you don't get a chance to read all the satire. So tomorrow morning, folks can pick up that Gazette and get a better read on what they saw the night before. And those were, we also just saw some of the riding lieutenants of the crew.
Do that. If you come across any information about this parade, read it, because they're saying a lot. This is a satirical parade, and there's a lot of messages that are going through in this.
And there's a lot of subtlety, too, that sometimes on a quick pass you don't see.
No.
And when you go back and look a little bit closer, you say, oh my gosh, I missed that, and it was so funny.
Well, some people get so obsessed with catching things, they forget to look at the parade. This has interesting things to catch, but look at the parade. This is a good parade worth watching.
One of the many high school bands marching in this parade this year.
Being here in front of Gallier Hall, the bands tend to want to really perform when they pass here.
Now we're seeing our captain, Errol, always in white every year on the white horse. His his riding lieutenants around him in colorful garb, but he is always in white, and he is always masked, and we cannot reveal his name. We don't know who he is, neither does the crowd.
He's the captain. But this is the real traditional old-style carnival look. In the early parades, that's the way the captain dressed, like that. His identity was kept a secret, riding a white horse and dressed in white. Not all of the captains do that now.
Now, Carly's down there with the captain, so let's listen in. She's going to...
That's right, guys. Captain, first of all, how are you feeling tonight? How excited is it for it to be rolling this year?
Really, really good, because it was a little bit iffy this afternoon. We were sweating it out for a while. So.
The rain cleared out. You're here. Everything's going like it's supposed to so far. What do you have to say to everybody that came out to enjoy you all tonight?
Just thanks for coming out, and I hope they enjoy the parade, enjoy the show, We've got a great theme. I hope they enjoy it.
And some great throws as well.
Yes, we do. Thank you. All righty.
Thank you. We'll send it back to you, Karen.
Thanks,
I
Carly.
love that. Let me mention, I love that shot of the silver whistle.
That's beautiful.
That is the real symbol of a captain. That's when you're a captain. Once you get that silver whistle around your neck, that was a great shot.
And here is our dictator. This is Richard the 23rd.
Yeah, Etat does not have a king. It does
right.
not have traditional royalty. It has a dictator whose name is always Richard, and his name is numbered across like that.
He is the visionary leader of Le Coup d'Etat's revolution. He and his legions are taking control of the streets of the Crescent City. And in keeping with the tradition of carnival secrecy, as with our captain and the riding lieutenant, the identity of Richard the 23rd is never publicly revealed.
Now, this is a fairly modern crew. It started in 1998, but it had a lot of deference to the old traditions, like keeping the name secret of the captains and the kings. It had a lot of the looks of the old style parade, so it really blends the best of both in terms of the modern carnival and with respect to the old time carnivals.
Right, because they're very, very innovative with their throws. They're the first to have the blinky beads, and look at what the royal artists have done with the gargoyles' eyes and the fire, and they're very creative and innovative with that. But as you said too, they harken back to the days of old with the traditions of Mardi Gras and the secrecy.
And if you look at the site right now, granted he's not a king, but he is like the ruler. So you have the ruler being toasted, and you have the king looking, the captain looking on. This is if you'd have been watching the parade in 1932, you'd have seen a scene sort of like this.
There we are, and there's gargoyles. They're scary, and their eyes are going, and the dictator's float is always such a treat. And he's got his femur scepter. He doesn't have the typical jewel-encrusted, scepter. His is the femur.
This is a hardball parade. Instead of having a whimsical king, you got a guy with a femur, and you got these angry-looking gargoyles.
and more to come. You have all sorts of different characters that keep in theme with this, such as the high priest. And here he is doing the toast with the mayor of the city of New Orleans.
To all the dignitaries, all the citizens and guests of the great city of New Orleans, greetings from the dictator. I am pleased that I am rolling on the streets and ruling over the only city that I have ever called home. I hope that you enjoy the dictator's whip. My minions on the theme committee have worked hard to put together a pageant worthy of the dictator. I wish you all a happy Mardi Gras, and that you stay safe and have fun. Le Coup d'Etat!
And there is the champagne toast. He's about to throw the glass down. There it goes. All right, they're moving along. And when they get to Gallier Hall, they know that really at this point their ride is nearly over. So the parade does tend to move a little bit faster here, except when the dictator's in front of the mayor there. But they are offloading a lot usually at this point, because they know there's not much more to go. So you'll see a lot of throwing here.
And the other thing is you're more inclined to hear music.
Right.
Because the bands open up. I've been in spots along the parade route, depending where you are, that the whole time when the bands are passing, they're just doing the drums. But here they tend to open up. This is Brother Martin High School Crusader Band, which is always, as long as I've known this parade, Brother Martin's been involved in this.
Yeah, for many, many years. And again, they've been innovative too, along with Coup d'Etat. They were one of the first bands to light their percussion like this. Very festive.
That's cool looking, yeah.
Yeah.
You're seeing more being done with lights in all kind of different ways now.
like that, and of course on the float, some of the crew lighting. And
It's a big band too. We should be seeing another really old tradition, the mules pulling the dictator's banana wagon. And I mean, this is just like jumping back to Mardi Gras of old.
I love those mule-drawn floats. You know, in the early days before they had tractors, the muscle power came from mules, and they got the mules mostly from the sanitation department because that's what pulled the garbage wagons. And so that became a real element to it.
The dictator's banana wagon. Just a beautiful, beautiful float, and again, just a nod to Mardi Gras of old. Oh, and look, I can see our Carly there. Carly's on the float with the banana wagon guys. Hey, Carly.
That's right, Karen. We are on the banana wagon. Look at the crowd out here. This is so much fun. They got all the blinking beads, all throws. This is just real life fun.
Mardi Gras.
It's happy Mardi. Can I throw some beads? Here we go. Happy Mardi Gras, guys.
There she goes, off with that. We may not see her again. She's having too much fun with the banana wagon guys. Take off. All right, Carly, thanks so much. Here's our title float, and now we get to reveal this to you. What a fun theme this year. And, of course, the title float always has that fabulous head and the smoke, and I love the little gold tooth.
Yeah, that's the high priest.
And here is the theme at the top, always behind him, paging Dr. Deta. The theme, all this medical and health-related theme, the good doctor will see you now. So basically they're saying after a trying year of nonstop local and national political battles, embarrassing White House tweets, and inept referees' no calls, Coup d'etat has paged the world-renowned satirical genius Dr. Deta to cure our country of its multiple ailments. So there you have it. That's the theme, calling Dr. Deta.
However, if any viewers have an ailment, I recommend avoiding Dr. Deta once you see some of the things coming ahead.
You know, I say, yeah, it's paging Dr. Deta, excuse me. You know, back in the old days, yeah, the paging. But they say don't call them in the morning because, you know, they won't be around and they won't answer your call. All right, here's Tulane University's marching band.
This band's always in the parade, too. I'm always thrilled to see this because Tulane has never been one of those big band universities like other universities we know of. And the fact that they've really struggled to put together a band, and it's a good band. And it's good to see.
And it's just so interesting, too, that they actually formed back in 1920 as a military band. Kind of interesting roots for this band.
But then for a long time, we never really saw a Tulane band other than a bunch of students. And so to see a band with uniforms and marching people, and it's just a great sight.
That band is partying.
Looks like Tulane Maroons from Grambling here.
Yeah.
Doing that type of choreography.
Got to keep up with the progressive university bands. Here we are, the High Priest Candy Wagon. They introduced this a few years back, and they actually throw the Roman candy that used to be offered on the streets of New Orleans back in the olden days. And this is because they say the High Priest has a sweet tooth.
And actually, the old Roman candy wagon, it's still around. You'll see it sometimes. Like you'll see it at the Jazz Fest.
At the zoo sometimes, right?
Yeah, with big events. But it is a takeoff on the old Roman candy wagon.
And I love their, red and white striped sort of smocks
Yeah.
over their costume. Really, really festive and fitting for the candy wagon.
As I recall, they sold 3 flavors, chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla.
And that's all you need.
That's it.
Beads and candy.
I like the way that they tell, in addition to the satire, how it tries to remember some of the old traditions, like the banana wagon and the candy wagon.
Right, they just do a very, very good job of blending old and new. And you saw the logo there on the back of the wagon all lit up, not just something just smacked on there and painted, but no, it's all lit up and three-dimensional. They do a really good job with their floats, and that's Royal Artists. This is the Sunshine Brass Ensemble. I think this is the High Priest walking head now, leading the way for the High Priest's actual float to come up here. And he's getting down to it too.
It's the High Priest's assistant.
His assistant. Yeah.
You know, like Santa Claus, when you see it, there's the real Santa Claus and there's all the other Santa Clauses.
Some more riding lieutenants. And Errol, what's the significance of having so many riding lieutenants? Because they are really dispersed throughout this parade every year.
Well, one thing, I think they just look good. I think they're a great sight. A lot of these people are people who have been active in the organization, and it's just part of a carnival tradition to have the riding lieutenants. I think it's just a great sight.
And this is the High Priest now, live to ride and ride to live. That's their motto. And again, this is the High Priest. He's the spiritual leader, if you will, of this crew of Walking Dead, essentially, this evening.
Anytime your spiritual leader is a skeleton, you might want to think through that a little bit. But anyway, but it works the coup d'etat.
And look how beautiful this, very colorful float. Lots of add-ons, not just, lots of dimension and color and flash, just beautiful floats. And now we have our Brother Martin High School NJROTC.
It was saw the band earlier, so it's the ROTC.
And usually they do this precision drill with the rifles and compete in various competitions throughout the year and just work on their precision, essentially.
You know, they might want to go to one of the colleges that has those drill teams. Reminds me of like when you see like the Citadel passing here and the kind of drills that they do. So this is good training for that kind of thing.
Right, and we are going to see the Citadel coming up in just a little while, but we actually have our first float behind these riding lieutenants here, and this is Cat Scratch Fever. And it's just
now sometimes crews like to poke fun of each other, and there is a thing going on between the coup d'etat and Muses, and from Muses came Nix, and they sort of tease each other, and the especially with Nix increasing its membership size, and then somewhere in there there's something about Iris, which is the other women's crew, and it says, "Oh, why don't y'all make fun of me?" And so some people are kind of jealous. Now, I have to say, to show you the dignity of Nix, that my colleague here is a past queen of Nix.
Yes,
so,
it's a fabulous crew, crew. And you've made it when they're making fun of you in coup d'etat. Absolutely. Here's St. Mary's Dominican High School Band. Oh, they're rocking out with some electric guitars here tonight.
Now, that's unusual.
Yeah. We we are coming up on our next float now. And, you know, sometimes they move a little fast for us here at Gallier Hall because they're getting, you know, they're trying to close those gaps and they're getting near the end of the parade. But we're getting a little bit of a better view of our next float, Athlete's Foot. And again, this is playing off the whole paging Dr. Data and the health and illness and maybe mental illness that goes on throughout the year, making fun of what celebrities and politicians do throughout the year. This is
And the money.
their take on the Colin Kaepernick deal with Nike and the NFL players kneeling and he and Nike making all the money off of it.
Well, we're seeing that in New Orleans right now with the whole Anthony Davis situation.
Oh yeah.
So that's become part of the ritual.
It's kind of the name of the game these days. So they've got Colin Kaepernick, and coming up here in a second, you'll see they also have local Kenner Mayor Ben Zahn on there, who made headlines with his so-called bad call trying to ban Nike in his city. He got a lot of heat for that, so he's featured on this float as well. Nobody's really immune to being skewered by the crew of Le Coup d'Etat. So Dr. Data is saying this year he's hoping that 2019 brings an end to this burning sensation, or as he says, the fungus among us. Here we go. And you see how clever this is. All this detail on this float. There's so much here that I'm kind of glad they're going slow so you can really see it.
Also notice the classic float riding mask. It's that goes back to the early parades where you had a full mask that didn't have any expression. It didn't convey any message other than to cover the face.
Just to cover the face.
But that is the classic float rider's mask.
And this is funny. Look how big they made Colin Kaepernick's hair. I mean, he's taken up almost the whole side of the float. And there's Roger Goodell right next to him. Pretty funny. And now here is the Scotlandville Magnet High School. This band is out of Baton Rouge. And their band's called the Black Swarm. They're the Hornets, and their director is Iron Roussel.
So if you live in Scotlandville, you got LSU near you and you got Southern University. So if you're good at band, you got two good bands to choose from.
All right, here's float number 6. This is prostate exam. Oh my goodness. And there is Mueller there having, ripped his glove. And this talk about a probe. That's all you need to say, basically. And the one thing I found really funny, I got to see this float ahead of time, is that all the little FBI guys look like Arthur Hardy.
They do, yeah. They've already
nothing more to say.
There've already been several things that we just don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean,
but their attention to detail.
Right. And you can't be a satirical parade without offending someone.
Well, here is the Citadel Summerall Guard, the silent precision drill platoon from the Citadel out of Charleston, South Carolina.
These guys are the best.
That's some serious precision. I can't say the word. Precision.
Of all the drill corps that you see in Mardi Gras, maybe the only rival is Texas A&M. We usually see in Rex, but between Texas A&M and the Citadel, they're really good.
They are fabulous, and they're here with Krewe d'Etat every year, and it's nice to see them back every year and just as fabulous as they always are.
And that's the classic uniform for as long as I've seen them. I've always liked those stripes on the side of the uniform.
And they're keeping those pants so white on a muddy street, St. Charles Avenue. The Citadel. Now we're coming up on float 7, and this is genetic test. And this is Dr. d'Etat revealing the results from the 23andMe do-it-yourself DNA testing kits, which speak volumes on the genetic makeup and shortcomings of some politicians and local celebrities. This is so funny. They've got Kavanaugh's DNA as being party animal. They've got, you know, Trump being narcissistic, 51% narcissistic. They've got Ruth Bader Ginsburg being almost dead, which, you know.
Yeah. A lot of people
hey.
a lot of people rediscovering themselves because of those tests and finding out things that they're surprised to find out.
We did it for Christmas. It was hilarious. So we had fun with it. We really did. Terminal illness. This is Mayor Mitch Landrieu, and in Landrieu Air. This is funny. This prop is just fabulous. Look at it moving like that. Again, royal artists.
And it is not powered by any sort of motor. It is powered by the movement of the float.
Right.
Just the natural movement of the float. They have that kind of precision that does that.
So they're making fun of the big airport terminal, the $600 million terminal that was supposed to open in time for Mardi Gras, but actually this float was finished before the terminal.
Well, it's supposed to open for the tricentennial. And,
that's right. Actually last year. Right.
Yeah, and then the front they say tricentennial, and then they add years to it.
Yeah, changing the years.
Yeah.
So we have Mount Carmel now. This is their rhythmic dance team. All right, number 9, the Dictator's Guard, the Honor Guard, and basically paying tribute to those who gave it all to the dictator in his revolution. Past dictators right on this, right?
Yeah.
Special people that have given to the crew and worked hard for the crew. Get you right on this float. Very pretty, colorful float. Love that royal blue. Neutral Snap Band. They've been a part of Krewe d'Etat for many years. This is an all-male band.
Yeah, I love seeing that. I like seeing those little bands.
They're pop punk. They call themselves a pop punk band. They like to write their own music, and they love Mardi Gras. Now here, Incontinence. This is this wrote itself this year, didn't it, Errol?
Sort of a joke somewhere. That sewage and waterboard and like holding water in. I mean, fun.
Like, hey, is the water going to come back on? Is the boil advisory gonna end soon? Well, it depends.
It's
very clever play on words there. Oh, the Nolans nymphs. These are the wives and the girlfriends of d'etat riders, and they are Jesse's girls this year. They are doing a nod to the sensation who made history this year, the brave guy that became the first male sensation, Jesse. So these guys are Jesse's girls.
Good idea.
It's clever. I have a feeling we're going to have more sort of Saints football related stuff to come. I'm thinking Jesse may have helped him with some of this choreography. They're pretty good.
I know these people, they have their rehearsals throughout the year, get together and put this together.
20/20 vision. No, that's not your eyesight going bad. Just Royal Artists doing another great job with the float. So here they're kind of making fun of all of the people that may run in 2020 and
Or who are looking
what
far.
kind of vision they may have.
Yeah.
Stormy jumping in there, Elizabeth Warren, Biden, Hillary, and they're talking about whether there's really truly any vision for these people or not. There's our last zinger. Remember me at the end. I'm not sure who that's supposed to be. Bernie. Is that
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie
Yeah,
Sanders.
Bernie Sanders,
Yeah, there he is. And here's Mad Cow Disease. And in case you can't really tell who that's Roseanne Barr holding her udder.
Oh my God.
And there's some people who, think that she was utterly unamusing this year with her antics. And there's some other people that may be suffering from mad cow disease, according to Krewe. There's Rosie O'Donnell. Those are one of the many caricatures of Donald Trump that we'll see this evening. And here's our St. Charles Streetcar Band. They're always a part of Mardi Gras and many parades and have been with Krewe for many years.
But, yeah, I think having those little rolling bands is really a good addition. King Cake Baby.
And this is Royal Medicine, or I'm sorry, Herbal Medicine. And this is kind of making fun of Louisiana legalizing medical marijuana.
Yeah, and they
here.
got things like Heavenly Hashish there, okay? And if you remember Dr. Morgus, they got Dr. Morgus trying to do experiments.
And instead of Hubig's pies, they have Hybig's pies.
Oh, that's Abdul the Pro. That goes back from Buddy Diliberto. That was one of his characters on his radio show.
Yeah, Abdul the Tent Maker. And here is Wambulance. They're making fun of all the millennials and how difficult life is for the millennials.
And
when they need naps and can't.
And how they're offended. That's just about anything.
Yeah, they get offended by it so much. Literally, I can't even. This is cute. Look how colorful these costumes are. It seems like everybody's got a different theme going there.
No, it's nice costumes, nice classic costumes.
Very, very colorful. And they're the crybaby millennials, as.
And I hope if any of them see this parade, they take that to heart. They take this message to heart and stop whining.
And so coming up behind, what's the deal with these millennials? I think that was Jerry Seinfeld. And here's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. High School Marching Band. From New Orleans on Caffin Avenue.
Whenever I see like high school kids or kids in parades, I just think about years from now, the memories they'll have. You know, like when they marched in the parade, and they marched downtown, and they saw the mayor, and they saw all the people. And I mean, I hope the experience really just does something for them in terms of their lives in New Orleans.
Following our Wambulance float are the Wambulance Chasers, and I bet you can't tell who that is on the front there.
Well, I see these guys all over on all the billboards and all the television commercials and all this. And you got to think the 18-wheel truck drivers got to be the worst drivers in the world, the way all these guys are saying, you know.
Hit by an 18-wheeler, call me.
me.
You know, it must happen every day in this city.
And I wonder about that because, in fact, 18-wheeler drivers are highly skilled, trained drivers.
The Sirens of New Orleans. These ladies formed nearly 10 years ago and have been very popular part of New Orleans Mardi Gras ever since. They just wanted to enjoy Mardi Gras by dancing and shimmying and shaking, and then doing good deeds throughout the year for the people of New Orleans when it's not Mardi Gras.
And this is a real area of growth that you're seeing in Mardi Gras. These walking and dancing groups. And I applaud crews for giving these groups a space that they can come. I think they're really popular with the crowd because they're close to the crowd, close to the people. Someone could participate in them without having to spend a lot of money, but yet they bring a lot to the carnival parades. I love to see even more of these. And there are some people in there that one day are going to say, I have an idea to start another group. And they can see some spin-offs there.
Absolutely. And this is an all-male crew, so this is one way to get some females involved and breaking up the monotony of all the male riders in this group. Not that there's anything monotonous about Krewe de Tas. No, not at all. And there, I'm wondering what the mayor's right across there, and there she's getting a chance to see herself depicted. This is going to be the first of many depictions over her
I hope she's not
reign.
I hope she's not too sensitive and understand that all mayors are ridiculed equally. But if ever said as Dr. Doolittle, don't take that personally. It's just, if the captain would say, it's all in good fun.
All in good fun. So they're making fun of her. Some of the depiction on the float is about preferring to meditate, delay, and form a committee instead of getting anything done. You see the meditation room there, postpone, delay, the big cheesy instead of the big easy. So now she's getting a taste of what it's like to be a mayor during carnival time.
And the sewage and water board remains is like the all-purpose foil these days.
All right, here we have the Dictator's Royal Navy. You can't have a revolution without a Navy.
Absolutely not.
And I love their little hats. And again, this is part of the Dictator's army of revelers tonight, taking control, taking over the streets of New Orleans. And this is the Pink Slip Band. And this is an all-female band formed a while back. They call themselves the Pink Slip Band, which is kind of fun. All right, this is life support, and this is actually depicting Jefferson Parish Mardi Gras.
Yeah, pokes fun at Metairie. There's a parade that's sponsored by Moe's Chalet. I think funny. Then you have various parades from the past.
Yeah, all the ones that they've got them in Metairie Cemetery, I should say, that have faded out or actually moved out of the parish or just simply died. Atlas, Aquila. Should we pull the plug on Jefferson Mardi? You know, the neat thing about that float is, look at those. They're real huge beads on the back of that float, not just something painted on. Very, very clever and colorful. Well, we knew Donald Trump was going to be featured again, and here he is with Montezuma's Revenge. And
that's a good Trump depiction. Huh?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Trump. That's a good one.
They've got him kind of as a man-child there, you know, throwing a tantrum over his wall, and, you know, the government shut down, and, oh, there we go.
Again, one of these things you just keep yourself.
And you got to read it all to see all the little digs and little zingers all throughout. There's Nancy Pelosi driving the bus, the Sanctuary City bus. And the poor guys that just want to get across there. Oh, here we go. This is the Dictator's Robin Reps. Of course, we knew that no call would come back in this parade. So here they are. They're blind. The blind Robin Reps. Huh? The Dictator's dancing darlings.
And there's Goodell, the commissioner, with the bozo nose. That was with the shirt that Sean Payton had on, depicting Goodell as a clown. This you knew that would happen. You couldn't get past Mardi Gras without spoofing the refs. But I gotta say, this is the best I've seen in terms of doing it. This gets the message across. I hope this gets national coverage. I hope like CNN picks up and shows us around the country.
So they've got their yellow flags here. You are wanted, dead or alive. There they. Oh, look at the back. See, it's so clever. Not just the front of them making a statement, but the back too, with the clown face Roger Goodell. So cute.
And if that's not enough, they have a float that rubs it in even more coming up here.
This is willful blindness. Like, you know, we were blind on purpose because, you know, we're going to do Roger's bidding according to Coup d'etat here. And they've got the NFL spelled out in Braille up there. All the little detail here. Look at their masks. Are actually yellow flags. How clever is that?
Now you think about this. This game happened, it was in January. And so this float was developed really over a few weeks.
d'Etat is known for being timely with their satire and trying to cover things that happened recently as well as last year.
They always hold back a few floats,
right.
A couple, for a last minute thing like this. This is an example. That's a lot to do in a short period of time.
Ramblers, Dixieland Jazz Band, they're a perennial Mardi Gras favorite. And here we have Amnesia. And there we have our latest, newest Supreme Court Justice depicted as
not remembering.
A bit of a party boy.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's Mike Pence, Vice President Pence, and they've got him as Impo Pence. The name is a nod both to the fact that the Vice President's always had a powerless role, and to the fact that Mike is not a womanizer like many other politicians, but hey, they're saying that maybe Mrs. Pence isn't very happy there either. Again, all in good fun. Not to say this is reality or anything. It's D'état's reality, this Mardi Gras. The Air Force ROTC now. And this is out of Tulane University as well. Many of these drill team members, when they graduate, they can actually earn a commission as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Air Force.
They kind of provide the same service that going to a service academy would, like if you went to the Air Force Academy or to West Point, that if you can go to universities to get in an ROTC program and come out pretty much at the same level.
So this is Quacks, and this is kind of making, that's actually Gwyneth Paltrow. Making fun of all of the celebrities who hawk their latest potions and, you know, stay young creams and things on the internet. Dr. Oz there. It's cute. You can't miss the back of these floats. You're missing something.
Yeah.
And there's Malpractice that's making fun of Baton Rouge, our seat of government, looking like it's leaning over.
All the legislative sessions. And
right, all trying to get the money right and saying it's basically malpractice. The Capitol closed for incompetence. There they are, you know, and again, as we mentioned, you know, when you're at Gallagher Hall, you know you're nearly at the end of the parade, so if you've got stuff left, you got to start throwing.
Unload it, yeah.
Unload it. So it is the end. Here is the end units here. Unit basically 97 of this parade coming carrying all the props and tires and things that they might need if it breaks down.
Well, I think it did a good job with his theme. It was a good idea. I think it had a lot of good jokes in there. As always, it had a good mixture of bands and marching units.
The crowds looked like they had a great time. Look at all the bling they caught.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was well-paced, maybe a little bit too well-paced, but it was certainly well-paced.
Got to read your Gazette. Got to read your Gazette to see the things that you missed, because you know it's about the catching and the cool stuff you get, but it's also about, you know, having fun reading the satire as well.
Yeah, they put a lot of work into it.
Absolutely. Another fantastic, beautiful, funny, and witty coup d'etat parade. A beautiful parade, a beautiful night, but it would not happen without our sponsors.
Bill and Ann Hughes. Bill and Ann Hughes have been fans of the coup d'etat since its inception. The whole Hughes family wishes all of our revelers a safe and happy Mardi Gras 2019. Minister of Solid Waste and his crew of revolutionaries. Just mention like this, and that is all. Monarch Technology. Monarch Technology is a locally owned full-service technology management group dedicated to your team's total success. Outsource your technology with Monarch today because, let's face it, time is money. The Gulf Coast knows that even a simple rainstorm can cause business interruptions. When disaster strikes, how long can your company run without timely, working access to your data? With a customized business continuity plan from Monarch, your business can be back up and running quickly and effectively. Monarch also provides multiple levels of IT service for companies of all sizes. Whether you already have an IT department or none at all, Monarch can customize a solution to fit your needs and alleviate the stress of technology management. You handle your business, let Monarch handle your tech. Call Monarch now to create a technology plan that works for you. Mention Mardi Gras and get started with a complimentary technology assessment. You can also visit us at montechllc.com. Monarch is honored to be a sponsor of Le Creux d'État. Have a safe and happy Mardi Gras, and hail Monarch! Schoenberg keeps you close to those you care about most. Savor life at a Schoenberg community. Life is meant to be lived well, and we all make sure that our residents live theirs to their absolute fullest. Our highly trained, passionate staff provides an unsurpassed level of compassionate care, but our stellar resident satisfaction rates are achieved through the amazing quality of life found at a Schoenberg community. Laissez les beaux temps rouler is the motto, and we make sure that the good times are always rolling at our communities. From exciting social and recreational activities like Mardi Gras balls and crawfish boils, to the customized wellness plans and complimentary laundry and housekeeping services offered, we go above and beyond to ensure that our residents are living the good life each and every day. Live life celebrating at the Schoenberg community nearest you. Learn more about our beautiful communities in New Orleans, Mandeville, Slidell, Luling, and Houma by visiting SchoenbergCare.com today. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, the Spine Institute. The Spine Institute at BROC, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, is the authority on spine surgery in the greater Baton Rouge area. The board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeons at the Spine Institute work directly with patients to provide comprehensive evaluations and develop individual treatment plans for spinal injuries and disorders. Through the direct focus and transparency of our experienced and trusted team at the Spine Institute, we produce better patient outcomes, minimize risks, and speed recoveries. For more information, please contact our office at 225-924-2424 or visit our website at www.brortho.com.
Okay, another fantastic parade. I can't believe it's over. It always goes by so quick. These guys are so good at this satire. I'm still laughing. Errol, nobody does it better than Creux d'État.
Oh, in terms of the display of satire, no one does it better. With the sculpting on the floats is just incredible. So they're really good at delivering humor. I wore this cap tonight on the assumption that maybe they might be satirizing the no call, and certainly that was there in spades also.
Yeah, I got the stupid bowl. This was so funny. This was really clever. And Carly, what'd you get tonight?
So Creux d'État has the best throws, just like you were saying. Some great blinky beats, the blinky bone. I got a blinky little fun smiley face ball. But if you're tired from the parade, they also hooked you up with a pillow so you can take a nap.
And that's neat because they did the ladder theme this year. This is a ladder. We had a ladder pin that some of the ladies got, and you got the ladder pillow. So every year they do something kind of innovative. Anyway, hate to say it's over, but there's always next year. We'll be back next year. We hope you will be too. Thank you so much for watching. Good night, everybody, and happy Mardi Gras.